Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more of the BSL 15 Asian Championships. Getting pretty exciting. We're getting right to the end now. Not that many days left. We're in the loser bracket round 3. We just finished up a ridiculous match of Jianhun versus Mihu. If you have not seen that yet, go check it out right now. Two of the best Chinese players for sure meeting way too early in the tournament. Only one of them able to move on. Now, we do still have a chance to get a Terran into that next round. I don't know if it's that likely. We have Bus up here in the top left, BusTerran, as he is known. And in the bottom right, we have Fengzi. Now, Fengzi definitely more well-known, more accomplished than Bus, but Bus has shown us, he's shown us some pretty good TVZ so far. Of course, he did get wrecked by Dugu just like Mihu did in that winner bracket, but he did beat Jedi earlier in the tournament as well. Who's quite a strong Zerg player. So, not entirely sure what we're going to see in this series. He's shown a pretty good range as well. I'm kind of hoping we can see some big macro games. Definitely the Chinese players overall have been a little bit cheesy, but fingers crossed. All right, we'll see. Now, this map is Overwatch. It's a 2-player map. We've had it quite a few times. Still a very good map, I think. I don't know that we've seen a lot of great games of it in this tournament, but I think overall we get to see very good games on Overwatch. So, yeah, again, still just kind of hoping. Maybe BusTerran can, play a longer game, play something very solid here, and show us what's what, I guess. Get a Terran player through from that Chinese scene. BSL 15 struggling a little bit, getting those Terran players to advance. So, anyways, we have Fengzi just going for a hatchery first. Nothing big, nothing weird. Over on Bus's side, it looks like he is just going for a fast expansion, just a bio opener. It's looking like barracks expand. His SCV comes down and scouts in plenty of time, so he should actually just throw down the command center. Doesn't need a second depot, doesn't need any Marines or anything like that yet. Fengzi just droning up. Looks like he's getting ready for a 2 hatchery layer timing. Bus gonna mine some minerals here, a little bit annoying. And get to work on that spawning pool. Not that that's gonna change anything at all. But yeah, looks like just very standard kind of macro openings. And I mean, almost every time, like when you open like this as Bus, you basically have to go into SK Terran. There's not many ways against 2 hatchery to bend his build in any other way. Like, if you get the gas and try to do something like, I guess you could try to do something like a Valkyrie Rush, but you're not going to be in very good shape doing that. You're not going to have many units early on, and it's going to be a little bit slow. So, we do see him throw down this second barracks. So, yeah, looks pretty normal. Pretty good stuff. That command center over halfway done already, so very, very nice indeed. The layer is quite quick here from Fengzi. Coupling going to chase Bus's SCV around. And all right, I'm glad that it's just kind of like a normal opening thus far. I'm trying to think if I've seen much mech on this map. Not too much, I think. Bio's going to serve him pretty well. The Academy coming up, as well as that gas, and these are very well timed. This will allow him. This is an Academy rush build, a 2 barracks Academy rush. So basically, he should have about 8 Marines and 2 medics out before the 5-minute mark, which means he can walk across the map to basically any location before Mutalisks are out, which would, force a cancel on any fast third base if he can find it, or force some Sunkens to go up for Fengzi. So all that stuff is, is really nice. Like, that's kind of what you're looking to do with a build like that. Just put any sort of pressure on Zerg. Any pressure you can put early on is really, really powerful because they do play at a slight worker deficit. That's just like a normal thing. And by the way, guys, I do want to mention, I mean, I read the comments all the time that you guys post, and I saw that some people were mentioning that the sound has been low for the last few videos. Sorry about that. These were recorded on my mobile setup as I am moving right now, and in that process I have switched over and I'm doing everything on a laptop, which it's a great laptop. But yeah, I think I fixed the sound now. I got the same complaint from the stream, so just please let me know in the comments if this is more of the regular level that you're more used to for the ArtosisCasts channel. I can always alter it a bit more anytime anything like that is off. So yeah, thank you for the feedback on that. I do appreciate it. All right, so looking pretty good. Notice, yeah, there's, well, I guess 7 Marines. I said 8, but it's 7, and he's got a couple medics. Still, you can move out with that pretty comfortably. A couple fire bats at home, so super, super safe. And as you can see, it's forcing a couple sunkens. Now, there is a 3rd hatchery going up. Only 2 mutas have started so far. A couple more starting up. If Bus makes a beeline for this base, it's amazing, because not only does he force 2 sunkens, but he should be able to force a cancel on this. Now, we'll see. The thing is, you don't necessarily know if the hatchery's there. You can guess. Okay, see, he scans here thinking the hatchery might be here. He guesses wrong. And now the mutas are going to be popping out, and Bus has to go home. Like, this isn't enough to stay out as the mutas pop. Like, it's only 4 right now, but as we start getting up to 6, 7, 8 mutas, then this little force would just be eradicated. So he guesses wrong, and, you know, this happens, right? Like, there is some randomization that Zerg players do with what base they take for their 3rd. I feel like on this map, it's almost always this base, but maybe Fengzi plays a little bit differently, and that would be something Bus would know better than me for sure. Well, yeah, gets home just in time, it looks like. Yeah. So, I mean, everything pretty standard. Again, it's not like the end of the world for Bus that he didn't force a cancel. That would have been amazing. Like, you're definitely ahead at that point. But you don't just auto-win the game or anything, right? And you don't auto-lose for not finding it either. It's obviously good for Zerg that he did not have to cancel because that slows you down. But, yeah, Bus is going to be fine. He's got a decent turret spread here. Yeah, making a couple turrets here. He has gone for the 3 barracks play. There's the factory coming up well before 7 minutes. Very solid opener. Now, look at this. Oh, Fengzi. That's a very quick Queen's Nest, okay? And we're going to have to wait and see if Bus actually scouts that. And he's also getting the +1 attack with the 3rd gas. So this looks, it's very likely going to be a Guardian Rush. Now, it does not have to be, but normally when you see a Queen's Nest that quickly, that's generally what you're going to end up seeing. Okay, the mutas. A little bit of harassment. I like the turret layout overall. Pretty good. It can be difficult. I think you can put a turret here and it's okay, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't played on Overwatch 2 recently. Not in this matchup, at least. Now, the hive has started. Yeah, 100% this is going to be a Guardian Rush. And this is something Bus is going to need to figure out pretty quickly. What you actually have to do here, well, you can kind of fight it with Wraith, although that can be very tricky. The Wraiths do not actually fight all that well. If he goes for second, basically you go 2nd starport, armory, add a couple barracks, and just mass. And if you can go 2 starport Valkyrie and like move out with like a couple groups of Marines, generally you can overwhelm. Now the Hydraless Den is coming up. That is to make Hydras to, you know, be anti-air. If you didn't make Hydras, for instance, you could just make Wraiths and just gun everything down pretty quickly. Or, I mean, oh! Lurker upgrade? What? Oh, wow. This is really, really different from Fengzi. Okay. Well, erase everything that I just said. Now, if I were playing Fengzi, 100% I'd be going towards Valkyries right now. But we actually have an Evolution Chamber, and we have the Lurker upgrade. And this is not common with this speed of a Hive. The Hive is so fast here. We don't see the Defiler Mound as of yet. So what is the Hive for? Okay, well, there's the Defiler Mound. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's damn quick because the Hive is so quick in and of itself. Now, Bus moving out onto the map. Let's take a look. He does have the science facility on the way. And, yeah, I mean, Bus's economy is great. 44 SCVs already. He's adding more barracks. He's going to have great production. Look at this, 5 barracks. I love it. He's got great turret spread. This is very solid macro Terran versus Zerg. Honestly, I'm actually getting a little bit of chills right now because we've seen so many cheesy, crazy games from the Chinese players, but straight up, this is really good TVZ that we're looking at as far as opening goes. Ooh, he catches some of the mutas here from Fengzi. Fengzi cannot be happy about that, but he does have those lurkers on the way, so, you know, if you pop a couple lurkers here on the ramp and you have a sunken, you're pretty safe. Of course, you gotta put him on the right side because he does only have like 2 right now. That's another Hydra making. That's a 3rd lurker, but it's not gonna be ready too quick. A couple lurkers, 4 lurkers over here at the natural. The consume is getting finished up. It's an interesting thing from Fengzi. I feel like this is almost an older style. Currently, most top Zergs stay muta a little bit longer and go hive a little bit slower because you can get so much damage with mutas nowadays. But it was like kind of like a small foray into mutalisks with a very quick switch up into hive. And, you know, I can't say it's necessarily bad. He hasn't hurt the economy of Bus basically at all. So Bus is able to do exactly what he wants, right? Which is actually very quick vessels, very quick 6 racks. He's getting, yeah, there's his +2 attack. Here's his second eBay. Like, this is a dream opener for Bus. Like, seriously, if you lose, like, basically no SCVs, you get up to this type of production. He has full map control right now. Looking great. And the mutas didn't, I mean, you force turrets. They're still useful, but, yeah, normally we do see Zergs kind of abuse the mutalisks a little bit more than that. So we'll see if this pays off for Fengzi or not. Like, the speed of the hive, the non-commitment into the mutas. Of course, that does give you a lot more gas to play with. Right? Like, a lot of Zergs would have spent 1,000 more gas on mutas and just, like, lost some of them harassing and everything. Now, a couple of radiates go down onto these lurkers. One thing that Bus is going to want to do here is to kind of patrol around and make sure that no 4th base gets taken. That's kind of a hard thing for Zerg here. Generally, this will be the 4th base location. This one's a double ramp, so it's a lot harder to hold, and it's kind of out in the middle. You have to go over a tiny ramp to get there with the reinforcements. So yeah, this is generally the spot. I really wouldn't mind to see Bus actually send a few units up here just to sit. Okay, it looks like he is going to send a couple Marines down to the side while he's rallying out. His own 3rd command center coming up. Consume is on the way. More Hydra Lurker coming out. And, I mean, we have Adrenal Glands, 2 more hatcheries as well. Ah, okay. So yeah, I think what we're going to see here is Mass Lurker, Ling, Defiler into the 4th base. So basically when you see these macro hatches come up, a lot of the 2-player maps like Eclipse and, you know, Overwatch here that we're on, a lot of Zergs do like to play like this, where they just macro really heavily, get a very big army up, and then push them back. But Bus's macro is super, super, super on point with 60 SCVs. The amount of Marines he has, he's already getting ready to go into... you know, battle cruisers from here as well. And let's check. Yeah, no carapace upgrade, so battle cruiser is going to be very, very strong, even without the +1. Some irradiates down. I actually didn't notice if Plague was already researched here, but definitely would be very powerful. You definitely need to use Plague against an army like this. And it's just, ooh, kind of a nice counter here with the mutas, but obviously you're not going to be able to kill the command center. These mutas only have that +1 upgrade. There's not that many of them, so the reinforcing Marine's going to be able to push them back. It does slow the base quite a bit, though. Now, only 2 lurkers here under the Overlord. You got to be careful. I feel like Bus is kind of dominating right now, but we haven't seen the big move that Fengzi is going to make. And certainly he is going to make a big move. It is coming. All right, so 3 irradiates onto these lurkers. There's going to be only 1 left, but there is the Nidus, so you never know what's going to pop out of there and ruin your day if you go up the ramp. All right, no, he throws down yet another irradiate. Okay, a Defiler goes up to make sure he can hold on. Oh, somehow, actually, I don't know. While I was watching the other things, it looks like he did sneak a few units over here, probably just right down through this area, and has double lurker on this ramp. It's sending over the Defiler now. When the Defiler gets there, this base becomes very hard to stop. All right, so Fengzi has kind of snuck out. Let's see what he can do with that. Third base up and mining. The muta's over to the side now. 4th base coming up for Bus. The battle cruisers being produced. Love to see it. The radiate pressure, though, like, this has been such a passive game from Fengzi, and it's normal that SK Terran will take map control after vessels are out, but there hasn't been any attempted backstab. There hasn't been very much mutalisk harassment. This is, like, I think the first plague that we've seen. Fengzi has really been sitting back, and he's, I mean, his economy is not great at 36 drones. He's got a good bank, though, but, well, I mean, good bank, I guess. What does that mean? He's not really macroing that much. Zerg macro's a little bit different, so it's okay to have a slightly big bank, but Yeah, I'm not sure what the game plan is from here. His supply is doubled. Now at 90 supply, you can still hold on. You won't die. You know, you have defilers still, but it looks like he's going to jump up here and take down the knights. That fourth base going to fall like instantaneously. Look at these containment forces. My God. Now here comes a defiler. Maybe he can kill this off, like throw down Darkstorm, throw down Plague. Utilize the Lurker. There's no fire bats in here, so definitely doable. Okay, throws one down. I'd love to see those, I'd love to see a Plague. Yeah, there you go. Nice Plague onto the vessels here. And, yeah, I think Bus, like, he might end up losing this army over here, but I don't think it matters that much. Like, he's up at max supply right now. He saves his vessels, at least for the time being, and it's gonna be a while for Fengzi to push in there and be able to take that down. Bus just marching across the map at this point. 6 red vessels up here. Battle cruisers coming out. Lots of upgrades here for Fengzi. Like, he's trying to get into the Ultralisk tech and everything. Okay, nice Plague. All right, throws out another Darkstorm. So it does look like he should be able to basically get rid of the rest of this army. Yeah, he's like running through. Oh, the drone gets sniped right before he gets up. I guess that's best case scenario there for Bus's units. Couple siege tanks out. Not sure what he's doing with those. I don't think they're going to make much of a difference. Okay, he's just going to siege them. I guess he's at this point where his economy is so big and he's so far ahead that he can kind of do anything. Look at this. Twice the workers, twice the army. It's just... honestly, this game is not even close. The hive rush didn't do much. Fengzi didn't take control of the game with the mutas earlier on, which is something that we see really, really normally right now. But yeah, Bus just showing his macro skill, man. Like, just consistent irradiates, upgrades. Well, okay, yeah, 3-2's almost done. And, you know, just macroing everything out. You know, sending it down, keeping those contains up. And Fengzi not able to really utilize his defilers here to push everything back. Right, Bus getting ready to take yet another base. I mean, this game cannot last much longer. Ultralisks are coming. And I guess that's probably going to be Fengzi's last chance in this game. Once you have, like, Ultra plus Defiler on the map, that's the scariest thing for Terran. Because the Ultras alone can fight, but then you have the Defilers, and it just gives them this extra level where either you're plaguing the army, or, you know, Darkstorm obviously to save the Ultras if they have enough army to kill the Ultras. And actually, yeah, let me tell you a little the way I like to think about the two. So Defilers, like when you play against Defilers, you want your units like less clumped and more split up because of Plague. And then when you're playing against Ultras, you want your units clumped up because you need critical mass to kill the Ultras. Like, for instance, 2 groups of Marine Medic are very good against Defilers, but very bad against Ultras. You want, like, 4 groups against Ultras. But if you have 4 against Plague, that's really bad. So the combination of those 2 units out at the same time is very, very strong for Zerg. Because there's no really right answer of how to use your bio units. But, look, I mean, right now Fengzi is so far behind. We're getting some of that GG timing that the BSL 15 Asian Championships is becoming famous for at this point. Bus, he's running him over with a bus? Was he bringing him for a ride on a bus? I don't actually know my lingo or whatever, my stupid memes. But again, this base is going to die right before the Nidus comes out. Good timing here from Bus. And he's got 4K, 2K. 38 drones against 72 SCVs. Absolutely one-sided, man. And if he keeps this up, we are going to get a Terran into that top 4 for the Asian Championships, which would be very nice indeed. The Defilers come over, cast a couple spells. None of this matters. There is, like, no way in the universe for Bus to lose at this point. GG.